Unfortunately, reproductive medicine has slipped into a scam. Nobody wants to work on achieving efficient treatment results. Doctors give more than 15 to 20 IVF attempts to people with no chance. I'll explain it in detail. There are two types of egg donation, namely commercial and non-commercial. Some activists accuse BioTexCom of something almost like prostitution or procuring, just because we select ladies who want to earn money. These 20-year-old donors with a high level of anti-Mullerian hormone and an appropriate level of follicle-stimulating hormone can donate their eggs and receive decent compensation. At the same time, we guarantee the result using these egg cells. We pay our donors, on average, more than even in Europe. Our embryos, hence, cost several times more expensive than in other companies. The most curious thing is that in the reproductive technology area, 80% of success depends on the egg cells, not the woman. If markers of your AMH test are less than 1, I absolutely do not recommend freezing eggs. It's useless. You should either have fertilization done with fresh oocytes or use donor eggs.
The most common age for women to freeze their eggs is 38, and some of them are freezing their eggs in their 40s. Lord Winston warned that it was a very unsuccessful technology and said the number of eggs that result in pregnancy after freezing is about 1%. The latest HFEA figures show that among those using their own eggs, out of 2,265 embryo transfers in 2017, just 75 women aged 43 to 44 ended up with a baby. For those over 44, the success rate was even lower, under 1%.
Regrettably, the success rates are so low that they're equal to tenths and hundredths of a percent. Nobody wants to give guarantees since reproductive specialists are interested in a greater number of attempts with fewer results.
Mrs. Cheshire even told BBC that IVF clinics are exploiting women who were not being told their realistic chance of success.
We can encourage patients to be really clear about the information they seek for their age group, for their particular fertility issue, and then to make their decision accordingly.
The study shows that only 9.3% of women who had their eggs frozen returned to use them. Not all women want or can afford to keep their eggs frozen, and they have two choices: to destroy them or to donate them, and the last is most popular. The practice has become so widespread that some egg banks even advertise so-called freeze and share programs.
Non-commercial egg donation is also notorious for women in their 40s who freeze their oocytes to save their reproductive function. And then they donate these eggs to other women. I can say without any doubt that these eggs are inappropriate for fertility treatment. Frozen oocytes can often be affected by crystallization and degraded quality. And believe me, after that, a tennis ball has more chances for pregnancy than a woman with such eggs.
On the contrary, you may opt for an IVF program using donor eggs in the countries of Eastern Europe. These countries have a large population and allow paid donation. In Ukraine, such programs have a success rate at 64.3%, allowing the clinics to provide money-back guarantee for successful results.
Our clinic gives a guarantee of success for women at the age of 50 and even 55 years old. For 10 years, we've been working, focusing on results. We have fully refunded people the money for all attempts if the treatment was unsuccessful. Logically, I pay for this. I get paid per package, but I pay for the number of attempts. So, the faster I get the result, the cheaper for me the program costs, hence the more profit I get. Even in wartime, we welcome buses full of foreign clients after 10 to 15 IVF attempts in Europe. They come here despite the shelling, living in bomb shelters, and undergo follicular punctures.
So we have to make a choice. We use the frozen eggs of 40-year-old women, or we pay compensation to young 25-year-old donors.
One American scientist has estimated a cost price of a treatment that will result in the birth of a baby, using the services of a non-commercial egg donation bank at $1 million. You can imagine the number of attempts. Such ineffective attempts, as I call them, are worthless, because first of all, a woman wastes an insane amount of money, jeopardizes her health, and in the end receives false hopes. Therefore, I insist that commercial egg donation should be allowed despite some activists' discussions about the exploitation of women. Politicians and educated people should stand up for both women's rights and the rights of those families who want to have children.